and of course it was Shine. Who else would it be? But here we go. Reality, 2-2 so far this season, 0-1 against Protoss, Valdez.
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
I like how you say that, Valdez, and I agree completely. He actually lost to Zound in the SSL Season 2 qualifiers, the Starleague qualifiers. That's probably his last TVP we've really seen of him in a professional match.
Yeah, and that's not the best result for him if you're looking at voting for Reality here. I think, you know, Zound, he did get picked up by SKT, right? So maybe he's got that potential, but I don't think he was really there when he was facing Reality. So if Reality's taking losses to that guy, I just don't know how he's going to be able to go up against a guy like YongHwa. YongHwa 2-0 versus Terran even in Pro League, and 7-4 overall.
Yeah, one of the most experienced players we have. You know, he's been around since the beginning as well. He was on Incredible Miracle for ages, I believe, and now he's on MVP, and he's looking great. He's one of the teams like carries one of the ace players. He's the one that is getting the points for them.
Yeah, especially in that PvP matchup. That's one thing to mention. I think he went like 4-0 or 5-0 in the beginning of Pro League. A lot of those were against Protosses, but now I think he's beginning to shore up this PvP matchup, and I'm really excited to see what he's going to throw at Reality here on Echo. Yeah,
this is a pretty interesting map to have PvT on. And we'll soon find out, Valdez. We'll be starting in just a second.
Is Reality going to be able to tie it up here for Samsung? Or is MVP going to be able to get ahead here 2-0? We see that actually one person did vote for Reality. That was the middle guy, the MC of the Korean desk. So far, he's 0-1 today. Will he go to 0-2? That's the question.
Most likely, Valdez. Most likely.
Well, I think we're about to start this game, guys. It's going to be game 2 on Echo between YongHwa and Reality here. Going into it right now. Up here in the top left, in the blue for Samsung Galaxy Con, it is Reality.
Down here in the bottom right for MVP, it is YongHwa. Look at that face. He's determined. Uh-oh.
Sha, sha. I'm not sure what that sound is supposed to mean.
No.
I guess the sound of cheering for someone.
Could be the sound of a duck. You know, we did see a duck in that on that cheerful.
I think that's just one of the cacao emoticons. She just like draws a random one every time. It's kind of funny. So the fans have voted. It is a 70% to 30% votes here in favor of YongHwa.
That's a pretty fair sort of estimate, I'd have to say. 70% to 30%. Reality, yeah, we just haven't seen much of this guy. I haven't seen much of him winning, especially. Like, he hasn't had the best of games this season, at least. Where YongHwa, you know, he's looking great. He had a lot of trouble against Terran recently in the Kesper Cup qualifiers. He dropped to like 3 of them, actually. But after that, he did play a great game against Sorry. So I have mixed emotions about him, Valdez, but he does have that amazing PvP as well.
That's kind of the way I felt about this whole entire first matchup of the day. I kind of just feel mixed emotions about every single player coming out here, except Gumiho, I think, you know.
That's a safe bet right there.
You even look at Lucira, someone who's coming up next. He was performing so well in the beginning of round 1, but then he kind of fell off a bit as well. And Deer, the same thing. And you look at Solar as well. It's just all these guys, like, they have their ups and downs. Some of them are inconsistent. Some of them just don't perform well. It's kind of an interesting first matchup here for Monday.
It kind of came from, like, there's teams like MVP teams and the, I guess the Spenu at some point. Like, these players, they seem to just kind of run out of steam eventually. We don't see that as much from, like, SKT and KT, these guys, except for maybe Flash, obviously. Like, that's another story in general. But, yeah, a bit of inconsistencies with some of these players. Here we go. It's going to be a gasless expand from Reality. It's going to give YongHwa a lot of, he's already scouted it all. He knows exactly what's going on. It's going to have a lot of options here. Only one gas, though, so far.
Usually with this kind of build, you just see the Terrans make a bunch of Marines try to hold at the front with the bunker. Let's see if YongHwa decides to take advantage of that. Maybe a little bit of a early stalker pressure could do it. But YongHwa, not known as the most aggressive Protoss at the same time. Loves to sit back, get up his Colossus count, and just kind of go toe-to-toe with the Terran in those mid-game fights. So let's see how it turns out here. Yeah,
he is a very defensive sort of Protoss player, which is something I can appreciate with as well. You know, it's very smart sort of safety style. Can be a bit drawn out, but I didn't mind it at all. I love to see that sort of defensive style against Terran players, kind of like what CJ Hero does a lot.
Oh, yeah.
He kind of just goes to 3 base, to go for very heavy upgrades, and just be so clean with his defense. He just gets enough observers out, and he just doesn't take damage.
Yeah. Well, here we go right away. It looks like there's going to be some hidden tech.
I think that has to be a Stargate, man. That's a Stargate for sure.
Yeah.
Sense it. And it's a perfect place. Yeah, it's a perfect place for Valdez. Stunning.
Fantastic.
Immaculate positioning.
I like it. We do see Reality going into... Oh, yeah, wow. Robotics facility coming down in the main base.
Well,
wonder what that pylon's going to be for then.
Well, he kept the probe up there, so it must be for something. We'll see. We'll see.
I suppose the robotics could be for War Prison, but...
I think it must be observers, right? Could just be a delayed Stargate. There we go.
There it is.
Yeah. Okay, so he wants to get some observers out. Be safety first, because it is YongHwa, and then go into that delayed harassment. I like it. Just a little bit slower.
But at the same time, from Reality is going into already Widow Mines. Looks like with that starport coming up as well, could be some Widow Mine drops. But if he does get a sense that there is a Stargate out somewhere on the map, Widow Mine's very good against protecting against Oracles. You can hide them under the dish of your orbital or around your gas.
Well, that's the power of having it delayed as well. Like, you're not going to get the Oracle in as quickly, so maybe he thinks not to keep these mines around. He's going to wait for this Medivac to finish. He's going to pick them up, go towards the base, and by the time this Oracle gets in there, they're just going to be long gone, so he's going to be completely exposed.
Could see some impeccable timing from these Oracles coming in.
Impeccable. It's a good word for
like
Valdez. That? Yes. It's perfection right here from our friend YongHwa.
2 Widow Mines going to line up with that Medivac, and it looks like we are actually going to have that timing coming out here. Going to be looking to drop those as soon as possible. Starts at 3rd CC at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Look at this. See Oracle? Look at that. He's already picked up the Medivac. Oracle going to be heading in just a moment's time. Seems like YongHwa's done his research, done his homework. And this
Look at
is
this
beautiful.
timing. This is insane.
Absolutely beautiful.
There's no turret at the natural. None in the main.
Oh, he's going to wait for 2.
Ooh.
Immaculate. Wait,
Okay.
I already used that word.
2's interesting because you can definitely get a lot more damage done, but you're running the risk of the Terran getting those defenses up in time if you give him that little bit of time. We're going to see a scan come down now on an observer. And that's about it. We do see these Widow Mines coming in. These could also do a lot of damage. Where's the defense here for YongHwa? There's only an observer out in the middle of the map. It's going to be a very quick pull at least.
Yep, at the very least. Second observer coming out there. It's going to be out in the main base just a second's time. And he's going to activate a photon overcharge for it. No damage done, not even one single probe. Did force him off the line for some time there. That's always some damage to consider.
Okay, YongHwa actually did not even still, to this point, move in with those Oracles.
He's got to do it soon, or he's just going to run out of time because he is making Marines. He's actually making tanks as well, so we're going to see a Marine tank 2-base attack. No, sorry, 3-base at some point. Very interesting that he actually went for 3 CCs behind this as well. This kind of seems like a composition that really runs out of steam after the early mid-game. He's got to use these Oracles.
Maybe he's going to like pressure on the map, get this army out of position, and then go in, but...
He could just do it now. He sees exactly where they are. He's like, okay, the Marines, they're actually in the main base. Still, he's going to wait. He's going to wait until they actually move out. Wouldn't that be something? He has no idea at this point, though. He lost his observer.
Yeah. It's a very interesting style. I love the addition of the Raven, by the way. We're seeing this so much more often, actually, in this matchup. It's so good for picking off all the observers on the map. Usually, the Protoss wants to see everything that the Terran is doing, but here we go. There's that risky run. You never go in.
He sees him now, and he flies towards the Viking. And now he's like, oh, I should have used these 5 minutes ago. But here we go. The main is completely exposed. He could do some critical damage here.
And with 2 of them in here, he's already going to get 4 SCVs. 6 now. He's going to go up to 8 and try to get out of here, run away from that Viking. And uh-oh, going to fly into a bunch of Marines. Going to lose one of them. Almost loses the second one.
Yeah, might as well do a revelation. See where everything is. And use the last one for scouting on the map, so he knows what he's up against. It is an interesting style we're seeing from Reality. He's got actually 3 factories right now, Valdez. We're seeing like a semi sort of bio mech style, but we are going to see full mech after this as 2 armories go down.
It's mechs with the sprinkle of Marines. We got 14 Marines, but I think he's going to stop there.
Very rarely see this.
Yeah, I mean, very interesting style coming from Reality. With that scout that he got with the Oracle, YongHwa, maybe he will make a switch into carriers or some kind of anti-mech composition here. Well,
he could just make Immortals for now at least, because he is dealing with a majority sort of tank composition. Boy. Look at that, more damage. That's 14 SCVs gone down from these Oracles.
So it turns out they actually did get the damage that they needed.
They could have got it done a lot earlier there. That's just the problem.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And he should know that it is going to be mech. He has scouted the factory, so he's like, huh, mech. He's getting charge. He's not really capitalizing on the upgrades just yet. Something that I think he could really be investing in because he is up against mech. He does have more of a window to sit back and upgrade and get a nice economy going.
Oracle coming in here trying to get some last-minute damage done before he goes down. So 3 extra, going to be 17 in total. Not bad.
Not bad at all. Wow, we're going up to 5 factories here. Double upgrades on the way.
Wow.
Let's see what he plans to go. I'm really interested to see this because we don't really see mech against Protoss, and it feels like this one's going to go to the late game, and what kind of composition is going to be actually effective against when you see like a lot of Immortals on the map, that kind of big death ball from Protoss that usually just steamrolls mech.
Yeah. No, I'm liking the composition from YongHwa right now. He's even going into Archons. Looks like he's just going to sit back on 3 base, use the time that he's given here by Reality's passive play, and just try to get up this kind of Protoss death ball that counters everything that Reality has. Not going to go into carriers. I actually think that's smart because he is seeing a decently high Viking count come out on the map. It's not a ton, but he's like, okay, you're already making that ahead of time just to make sure you have control of this guy.
Yeah, that is right. Here we go. He's going to be dropping into the natural with some Hellbats, actually. Not going to find too much.
Just sprays them, gets them out alive. He's going to find that Stargate in the top right. Yeah, for now, for Reality, it just looks like he's making straight tanks and Thors. See 1 Thor coming in at least.
Yeah, you know, the kind of advantage that Reality did get to take early game was the fact that YongHwa was definitely setting up for a defense against most likely bio drops, mine drops, etc. And he wasn't really considering that mech would even be an option. So like he got his 3rd base a lot later than Reality even. Reality was up and running for quite a while before YongHwa had his going. So he did take he got a bit behind when it came to supply and economy. And look at it now, it's like 20 supply lead, 10 supply lead now for Reality, almost maxing out.
Yeah, you know who also did this, I think, way back when? It was Byung versus Classic on Outboxer. He made a Raven very early on to counter the Observers coming in the main, and then he just went mech, and he totally caught Classic off guard. And he hit some kind of timing in the mid-game. Reality doesn't hit that timing.
No, he's going all the way.
He's just sitting back and even getting a 4th base up here. So I suppose now that YongHwa's had enough time, like he definitely did get behind earlier on in the game, but he is going to have ample time to at least build that death ball to counter this, but I really love the addition of Ghosts. I want to say this also into the mix by Reality. It's going to be good against literally everything that the Protoss has.
Yeah, this is fantastic. Look at this. Hellions actually fighting these Blink Stalkers. I don't know if that's the right choice. Oop, doesn't want to take too much damage on these Zealots there. Gotta be careful. Both sides nearly maxed out as well. So we're going to most likely see the Protoss try and push one of these bases, though it is going to be a planetary, that 5th base on the map. Sorry, that 4th base. Yeah. So many tanks as well. With the use of Ghosts, it's going to be a hard fight for YongHwa, actually. I'm kind of excited to see how this Terran mech performs.
Oh, yeah. we just don't get to see this pretty much ever. So whenever we do get to see this, it's very exciting to see how both players handle it. We see YongHwa adding a huge amount of gates, most likely for a lot of zealots coming through. Possibly for harass. We already see that Warp Prism actually going in the main. This is one way to pull apart that Mech Terran.
Oh, yeah. So immobile. I mean, they do have Hellbats, though, which is going to be fantastic at dealing with Zealot Warp-ins. But he's going to have to move his whole army back, or at least get some more, because he's going to start losing tanks as well.
And more Warp-ins coming in.
He's committed.
Zealot's actually not doing a bad job. And
well, now there's Hellbats and Ghosts there to help out, so it should get cleaned up. But now we're seeing YongHwa try and pick something apart here. Oh, going to lose that mothership. Not even a time warp.
Yeah. You sometimes see those desperate time warps coming out on nothing, but decides to forego it. We're seeing the 2-2 coming through for Reality, whereas YongHwa looks like he's lining up decently here as well, looking to get that +2 attack now.
Oh, nice scan. Sees the Stargates go down as well as the Fleet Beacon. Might have wanted to slow down on putting them actually up. He's trying to give away his next transition. He's going to try for this planetary. No. Turn around for now.
YongHwa, after losing that Mothership Core, he has to be careful with every single engagement that he takes.
Look at that, 10 Ghosts on as well. It's going to make these Immortals have a very rough time against this composition.
That just looked like tower defense.
Oh,
hold that thought. He's trying to focus down this planetary. He will get it.
Very easily.
He's going to back off.
Right, not a bad choice. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, you can't even commit, really. These Archons are essentially useless. These Zealots are going to evaporate, and everything else is going to have a hard time against tanks because they're going to have no shields, no hardening shields for the Immortals. Very tricky situation for YongHwa. I feel like he's approached this kind of composition incorrectly, especially against someone that just camped until max. He didn't really take full advantage of it, didn't take advantage of even upgrades. I think by now he could have even had 33, but here we go. A very awkward fight.
And everything gets EMP'd. YongHwa is forced back, and this is going to give Reality a nice, easy route to just go straight to that 4th base and start putting on some pressure, or even just go for the kill. He's already got a great chokehold on where YongHwa is on the map right now. And YongHwa desperately trying to get up a composition to deal with this, but
oh yeah,
YongHwa doesn't want to give him any space.
No space at all. He's going to be knocking on the front door under this natural. And there's not really, you can't really do anything about it because Reality has a counter to everything he's got. You know, he's even throwing down some turrets to just tank for it, but so many EMPs are left over.
Zealots coming from behind, trying to go on the back of those tanks, coming from 2 directions actually, but this is a lot of tanks and Ghosts to help him out, and everything gets shredded.
Well, EMP's going down on all the Immortals as well, so these tanks are fighting them pretty efficiently. And I think YongHwa just ran out of steam. Half the supply.
Just not enough. He ran so much supply of Zealots straight into like 10 tanks. Everything is shredded. He didn't have much of an army besides that, and looks like YongHwa's actually going to go down to Mech Terran.
Never would have expected it, Valdez. This is absolutely insane. Really well executed from Reality. Just not the right approach from YongHwa to deal with this kind of army, this kind of build. Maybe fighting it just a little too late. Figured it out just a little too late. Yeah. And just couldn't make everything in time.
Well, there you go. I mean, this is one way to win a best of 1. Trick your opponent into dealing with a situation he's not used to. And YongHwa trying to pull together a defense, but it's just not going to work out.
Yeah, just so many Ghosts still left over. No shields on anything in this army.
Look at him trying to kite those Hellbats, so cute.
Well, should be able to see GG in just a second. There's no coming back from here. Not when you're on 39 supply.
GG. Reality is going to take the game with Mech Terran against Protoss. Not something we see very often, but it will bring another win here, or at least the first win to Samsung Galaxy Con, and maybe spark some life into this team.
Yeah, nice little comeback from Samsung. Fantastic to see Reality bust out a style like that. I don't know, Valdez.
Not what I expected, man.
Not at all, man. Going to be seeing Deerless versus Lasir next as well. That should be a lot of fun.
All smiles over there on the Samsung Galaxy Con bench. I wonder if they were expecting him to take that win.
Hard to say, you know. It's a very interesting match. Both players have been pretty inconsistent in the past, so it's very hard to kind of predict as well, Valez. It's our first misprediction for the day.
It's all good. MVP trying to get it back together. But at the same time, you know, they are going into this next match with Lucira. They've talked about how he's their ace player so many times. They should be at least confident going into this one.
They should be. Deer, he can be very dangerous there. If he's on a good day, sure. If he's not, then we'll see. So that's one problem we've had with Deer recently, Valez. It's just like, he's so hit and miss. It could be a great day, it could be a pretty average one. It is going to be an Expedition loss as well.
That's the one thing. I think that should be able to help out Lucira a little bit. But let's see how that's going to go. I think we're going to take that 3-minute break first, guys. After the break, we'll see you guys then.